Mike,
Like,
one
no,
moment.
no worries.
Let me see if I
No
can get
worries whatsoever.
that right. Am I can't see. Is my head cut off?
Nope. Can you see me?
I can see you very well,
Okay.
but I
No,
can't.
your head is not cut off.
Okay. Are we okay? I'm sorry, my eyes are red. I'm so tired.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. You look wonderful.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm ready. If you think I look okay.
Yeah, I was just about to say that right, that side right there. Just pull it back one more time. I just want you to blend it.
Is that okay?
There you go. There you go. Okay. Miss Alice Marie Johnson. Okay. First and foremost, let's talk about this new appointment. How did this
Okay.
come to be?
Well, I've been working with this administration. I've worked with them in the past on clemencies. In fact, I submitted over 100 clemency petitions to President Trump, and I was successful in almost half of those of helping people gain their freedom. And since that time, I've been continuing to advocate for the freedom of others. So I never stopped working on this, even when he left the administration. So we were in talks. I went to Mar-a-Lago a couple of weeks ago, and we talked about my position in the White House. And he agreed that I really brought great candidates. I have a lot of experience in this, and I have a very large advocacy network. So he felt that I was a perfect person for this position. And really, I'm very honored to be stepping into such a role.
Tell me about being in this position, clearly appointed by President Trump in this current environment that we are in. And of course, this all happens during Black History Month as well.
Oh, I think that's wonderful because this was a very historic moment to be able to be appointed to this position in Black History Month. And it also was my grand twins, Aiden and Amira's birthday. So the timing was absolutely perfect. And I'm not going to say it happened to be Black History Month, but God divinely orchestrates our steps. So I believe this is a very good thing for those who are waiting for their freedom. It's a very good thing for our community, for our nation, because giving recommendations is more than just recommendations of freedom. It's making sure that those who are being considered have a very good infrastructure that's set up for them so that they're able to flourish when they go back into their communities. And another thing that I'll be working closely on is prevention strategies with our youth to help shrink that footprint of our youth from the schoolhouse to the jailhouse imprint that seems to be very prevalent right now.
Well, let's be clear, when it comes to advocating for those behind bars right now, that does not mean with your position, your current position, you will be advocating for all prisoners. There are certain select few that you're advocating for.
Absolutely. There's some, as we both know, that would be a threat to our communities. And for me, honestly, community safety is number one. And number two, has this person rehabilitated? Have they completed, what is considered retribution? Is there, as I say, is there a safety concern? Do they have the structure to not reoffend again? Uh, do we have the mental health? Do we have jobs that are waiting for them? So there's a lot of different components that go into this work. It's not just saying, let's release people and they don't have a chance. I want to give them their best chance at a second chance.
What does that mean? What are you giving them?
I'm giving them the same opportunity that I had. And that's making sure that really I served too much time. As a first-time nonviolent offender, there is no way that I should have been sentenced to a life plus 25-year sentence. That was just really inhumane. I'm not saying that people should not pay for their crimes, but the time does not fit the crime. And when a person has rehabilitated and they have really fulfilled the requirements of a release from prison, why are we still keeping them there? It is a drain on the taxpayers. It's a drain on families. It's a drain on communities because when one person goes to prison, their entire family goes with them. You can't separate them.
As far as becoming the pardon czar, is this something you went to President Trump with, or did he come to you with?
Well, when I went to Mar-a-Lago, we discussed it, and you may have heard on another news outlet, one of the commentators talking about me being, it was Sean Hannity being the perfect person to fulfill a role such as this, because I have truly been faithful in my assignment, in my mission that only God could give me. And we discussed it, and he made a decision that that's exactly what I should be, is his pardon czar. And that position was created. It was not a call, it was a mutual conversation. Can you
Oh,
hold one moment, please?
absolutely.
Okay, my eye is watering and I feel like a tear is about to drop. It's allergies and cold here. Okay. Uh, Am I okay?
Yes, you're okay.
Okay.
Okay, Ms. Johnson, I do have another question for you. How do you balance this current position with the fact that so many people of color feel as if they are being targeted by this current administration?
The way I balance that is I keep looking forward. I look at the individuals. I think that our community should be celebrating that I'm at the helm of this now, and they will not be unseen. If someone has been unjustly treated, I feel that God has placed me here to see that. And I've been given this role to really look at cases like that also. It's for all Americans, but we know that in the Black community is disproportionately incarcerated. Our rate is way above the rate in the United States for all people. So, that is a problem. That is definitely a problem. But I want to be someone who is there for all people, that they don't look at me as someone who is leaning more to one side than the other side, other group of people. But the facts are the facts. There are more of us. There are more Black individuals who are incarcerated than any other race. So I'm very thankful to be, I'm going to say, a champion for justice.
You know that, as you just said, that African Americans outweigh any other minority group that's sitting behind bars at this point. Do you really think that you can make an impact in this current position?
Not only do I think it, I know it. I was able to make an impact in this current administration, under the Trump administration. I was able to help push forward the First Step Act. In fact, if you look at some of the things written about me, I'm called the face of the First Step Act because it was my release from prison that really brought bipartisan support. And I just don't believe that there is nothing too hard for God. And He is the one who has raised me up in this position. I didn't raise myself. And I've already rolled up my sleeves and started work already. So I just really want to be a beacon of hope for those who possibly have given up hope that no one hears or sees them. I see you and I hear you, and I'm there for you.
I also know that reality star Kim K stood behind you in the effort to allow you out of prison.
Yes.
If that had not happened, do you think you would even be in this current position? Do you think that President Trump would have decided to pardon you at that point if you hadn't had that type of support?
I really don't know what God would have allowed because I've been praying and I knew that God had a date for me. Everyone who was used in my case was a vessel that God used. So I can't say that that would not have happened. I don't put man on that type of pedestal or a woman on that pedestal. I put God first, that it was only by his grace that my petition came before the president. But he had a plan that was much bigger than mine, much bigger than any of ours. And he puts us through tests to test our heart to see what we'll do. And the Lord knows my heart that I'm going out and I'm going to champion the cause of those who have been unjustly incarcerated. I'm not saying that they were innocent. I'm saying that the time don't fit the crime and they have rehabilitated and they are ready to go back into our communities. That trust that has been placed in me is truly humbling and it's an honor. And it's one that I am going to fulfill to the best of my God-given abilities.
Um, if I'm sitting behind bars right now on a nonviolent crime, what would you like to say to me at this point?
I would like to say hope. Your hope, keep hope. I don't want to use that phrase. Can I rephrase this, please?
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely. You can
because
do
I
that.
think this is very much it's very important that I get the right message out to those who are sitting behind bars. And for those who are sitting behind bars, I really want them to know that I hear you, I see you, I'm one of you. I'm just a free one of you, and I'm going to fight for you. I can't do it all, but in the strength that I have, I am going to be your champion, and you can hope again, you can dream again, and your families, the families of those who are incarcerated, I would encourage you to be there for your loved ones, to help them when they are set free to transition back into our communities. Because each one who is set free, you really carry you have the responsibility for those who are still incarcerated who have not received their freedom yet.
How do you feel about people when they say that this current administration does not necessarily care about people who are behind bars right now? What would you like them to know about what you plan to do, regardless?
Regardless of what the perception is, I believe that the fact that President Trump has appointed me to this position, who was once a prisoner myself, and he also has been just as impacted. I think he gets it. And I do believe that this current administration, in fact, I know that they do. I've been in meetings after meetings after meetings. That's why I'm looking a little bit tired tonight, this afternoon. But I can honestly say that this administration does care about those who are incarcerated. And I think I'm living proof of that.
So you're going to fight for those who are behind bars, and you want them to know that.
I want them to know that I'm going to fight for you. Someone fought for me, and I'm going to pass it on. And I hope that when they're set free, that they will fight for others and that they will be an example of what a second chance looks like.
So this isn't something that's a one and done for you. You've been
Absolutely.
in the trenches.
I've been in the trenches. And actually, even before I was set free from prison, I was fighting this fight behind bars. I was filing motions for women. I was fighting for change in our justice system. And from the day that I was released and I was seen running across that road into freedom, into the arms of my family, I never stopped fighting. I made a promise to the women who I left behind that I would never stop fighting for them. And I absolutely have fulfilled that promise. And I'm really very humble that I would, as someone said, I saw someone write this, that I had gone from the jailhouse to the White House. There has not been a story like mine in modern day history. And I think it was very appropriate that this should happen during Black History Month.
So how many people have you been able to support and pardon at this point?
Well, in the first administration, I was able to help a total of 47. In the second administration, I had people who I've been advocating for, and that was only 7 people. But within the states, I met with Governor Wolf in Pennsylvania, and I spoke with him about geriatric clemencies, those who had aged out of criminality. And to his credit, he listened to me. In fact, he wanted me to come back and they invited me to come back to his celebration because of the impact that I had on his decision. So I've really worked across political lines on this issue. I've met with Governor Lee. I've met with other state leadership in Texas and really around the country spreading this message. And during that time that President Trump was not our 47th president, during those 4 years, I never stopped. So it was not based upon, for me, who's in office. People don't care who's in office. Families don't care who's in office. They care about their family members coming home. And as I say, I've had great success working with President Trump, and I'm looking forward to these next 4 years of working with him again.
Anything more you want to say, Miss Johnson?
I just want to say, I could never forget about Memphis. I'm a Southern girl, and I'm so proud to be representing Memphis in such a important role. And I want to make the city proud, my family proud, the my home in Olive Branch, because we're the Memphis Mid-South area. I want to make DeSoto County proud. I want to make Tennessee proud. I want to make this nation proud and see what one person can do to effectuate change because sometimes we think I'm only one person, but just watch what one person can do.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to sit and talk with me. Thank you again.
You're welcome. Have a
You
good
have a
one.
wonderful day.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye-bye.